tuning, you gon' have to see it. Stand up if you with us, if not, they be seated. You seen them in every arena. Eddie and Nika, who really got something to fight for. Everybody saying they're the GOAT, who the one that slayed the Chupacabra. Your favorite girls.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Women Crushing It Wednesdays. I got my girls in the house. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing good. We're so comfortable tonight, you know?
I know. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So, but before we start, I just want to give a shout out to Kush with a C, who does our intro. Arte de Tere, that does our videos and our thumbnails. So, shout out to them, too. And tonight, we're doing pajama night. Everybody, show your pajamas. We comfortable tonight. We're ready. So when we're done, and Crystal, girl, you won. You won.
Yeah,
Crystal.
I know.
You won, girl.
I love it. You know I'm extra, so I love that Crystal went all out.
Yes, I love it.
I love it.
And I actually have those. I got them from Mary Kay for under the eyes. I don't know if you got them from Mary Kay.
I have some too.
Yes.
You,
and I have my bonnet too.
Start doing all the little things.
Yes. Hey, Women's Boxing Channel. Jesus.
Hey, Jesus.
Hello.
Hey, Women's Boxing Channel. Hey, Danielle.
So we're going to have a very spicy show tonight. Not only because we're in our pajamas, but because Mikaela's coming on, and she's got a fight coming up right around the corner against Sandy Ryan. And even right before we came on, Sandy started talking some mess a little bit.
I love it.
So let's see what's going on. I'm excited about it. But she'll be on in about 10 minutes. So ladies, what have y'all seen going on in the boxing world that y'all want to talk about before we get our guest on?
Trying to think of well, I see because the brunch boxing, you know, Matt and Ezra, they had Brian Norman's father on Faces the other day.
Huge. Yeah.
And last Friday, I think it was. And there was, because I think Brian Norman and Jerron Ennis are trying to put a fight together. So his dad was on there like trying to cook this fight up, calling Eddie out. You know, so I hope that like kind of pans out. So if anybody wants to go back and listen to that, that space is on Brunch Boxing and Matt's Twitter page. So
so what are y'all's thoughts? Because honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna take anything away from Boots. I'm not. You know what? He's a young man. I'm just really gonna just give him the benefit of the doubt. He's trying to make his way, but you know what? Has he fought anybody in your opinion?
Who?
Boots.
Well, have we seen people online still like saying that? Today I saw the arguments online that they're saying that Butt needs to fight Boots, and I'm like, he don't need to do a damn thing. Especially, he don't need to fight. He don't need to fight Boots, and like you said, he hasn't really fought anybody. So maybe that's probably why people feel like Bud should fight him, but. Other than that, I can't think of anybody that he fought that I was just like,
No. So when it comes to Brian Norman, what do y'all think about that? About him fighting him?
I like that fight. So that's why I hope this fight is made, because this is a fight that people are asking for, since they know that the fight with Bud is probably not going to happen. So I'm not mad at that fight at all.
Crystal, do you want to see him Boots fight Brian Norman before he even puts Bud's name anywhere near his resume?
Well, I think first of all, what we are doing is we're seeing the Avenetian comparison, right, between Boots and Bud.
Right.
I don't think Bud have anything to gain by fighting Boots.
Nope.
Boots need to come up to 154 and get a title. I understand this is the same thing that's been still Crawford, and Crawford have to wait for it, right?
Right.
So I don't see why Boots cannot wait for it if he truly want that fight, right?
Yeah.
And to be fair, Boots have turned that fight down before. However, speaking of Mr. What's his name? Norman?
Brian Norman, yeah.
Brian Norman. I think this is a great fight. He is in the surprise business, right? He wins when we don't expect him to win. So
true.
I love that fight. I think this is a great fight for Boots, and I think it's a great fight for Mr. Norman as well. So I can't hate that fight at all. I think this is wonderful.
I think it would be a coming out party for both of them. Like, honestly, like, this is like, okay, who's going to be the big dog? Who's it going to be? If they both fight each other, they're the man of the hour. And then they can start calling shots, in my opinion. But, I don't know.
So who do you have in that fight?
So it's true. So Brian Norman is a live dog. It's like he doesn't give a damn. Boots is very technical. He's a great boxer. I really want to get closer. I want to see that made, and I want to get closer, and I want to see what they're doing before that. I want to see the training. I want to see the weight cut. I want to see everything before I just totally jump from one side to another. But I think this is the match that needs to happen to see who the real live dog is, in my opinion.
I honestly don't know. Like you said, it's like he's a surprise. Yeah. So I feel like it's 50-50. Like that's why this fight is so good.
Yeah.
And, this is the best fight to be made other than him and Bud, But
yeah. Crystal, who do you have? Do you have somebody
who do you have?
Because you got that thinking cap on.
Well, Boots, like you say, is very technical, right? Yes. And we know he is very self-disciplined as well, if you know any of his history.
Yes.
So because he have the discipline and he is very technical, we have again a boxer and a puncher, right? Mm-hmm. This is a situation we have. And Boots, sure, he want to make his name known, but I think he have a fan base out there already.
Facts.
Normally, he don't have the fan base quite yet, so he have everything to gain from this. Everything to gain. So
absolutely. About that fan base, do you think a lot of his fan base are Spence fans? Because I feel like a lot of Spence fans, since Bud beat Spence, they want somebody to beat Bud so bad. Now they're on the Boots bus, What do you think about Boots fan base?
I think this is quite possible. I can't argue that. But I can also say that there are some true folk out there who truly know. And one of the things, they just don't want to see Boots fight another lad who is a knockout, right? Yeah. They want to see him fight someone with quality. And I think Mr. Norman bring it to him.
I do too. And the thing is too, that we can also...
Trill just gave us a little gem right here. He says IBF just ordered the purse bid for Boots and Karen per Jake Donovan, I guess, on schedule for next Wednesday. So I guess the fight with Norman's not gonna happen.
Wow.
Potentially, unless they can give Karen step aside money.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Or no one pick up that fight, because who truly want to see Karen and Boots again?
I'd rather see the Norman fight.
Absolutely.
I don't think Boots will want that fight.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like that they knew. I feel like this was not gonna happen anyway, because Matt on Brunch Boxing, they did this interview last Friday and they were telling Eddie Hearn, hey, we are ready. We want this fight. Make it happen. Nobody's ducking, this and that. And we didn't hear a peep from Eddie Hearn. So I was like, they're not worried about this Brian Norman then, So obviously it's because the Karen thing was in the works. So
that's very interesting that he just said, and it all makes sense now.
Mm-hmm. But if it goes to first bid, this is because no one wants to pay for it, right?
I mean, and it just seems like right now, the money is moving slow. Like, we have Uncle Turkey that's throwing out all this money, but it seems like everybody else is kind of like sitting back, waiting for the scraps that he's going to throw, in my opinion.
I see some news on that today as well. Someone say Shakur getting $5 million to fight this Cordova.
Shit, I'll fight Cordova too.
And he just got knocked out. Homie just got knocked out his last fight, right? I mean,
yes.
So, can you even be mad at Shakur for taking that fight?
No,
absolutely not.
I would
fight Cordina right now with no training camp. Hello.
I also hear another rumor today. I don't know if you ladies know about it. that there was the WBO, I believe, say that Fundora and Bud have to happen next.
I did hear some whispers about it, but I wasn't sure like how true it was because we hear whispers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I hear that today from a rather good source.
Okay.
Not sources, but actually a source.
Okay.
So I would like to say that that is true, but I have not looked at the WBO webpage to see if that is true.
To confirm, yeah.
So Women's Boxing Channel, he first has said wants some facts before Mikaela arrives.
Yeah.
Then he puts over here, first 15 fights for Mayer, all 60 officials were USA.
Okay.
I'm assuming that you gotta follow it up with this fight. It's not gonna be USA officials or what?
Well, I mean, they're fighting in the USA, so. So what's your point, buddy?
He got some more facts. So
okay, let's go. What else? What else you got?
Are you saying Bud didn't look good the last fight? Yes, he did. Kane, what are you talking about? Oh my gosh!
You have to consider his opponent too. I'm just saying. You got to consider who they were standing in front of.
All right. So then the next gem that Women's Boxing Channel is dropping is that the Baumgartner fight all were UK officials because both fighters were USA. Okay. Nice little fact there. Okay.
Yes, nice little. I didn't know.
I like how you're dropping them one by one and you're like,
yeah. Like, keep us wanting more.
Building us up.
Yeah.
Let's see. She did go to Natasha's backyard and won, in my opinion. Yes. To me, I feel like she won that fight too.
Agree.
But we will talk about that. And here she goes. Let me fix the banner.
Yay!
Oh, she's in her pajamas too. I love it.
Yay! She's awesome. We love her.
I love a participator. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, for screen and all right.
Mikaela!
Yeah, that is so cute. You're in your pajamas.
I love it.
My animal.
Looking all cute in your pajamas. And we have ours on too. and Crystal has on her bonnet and her little, we don't want bags, Welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I really, really, really do feel so good. Man, it's so weird because I'm so far into my pro career now, and I still feel like I'm just getting better and better.
Absolutely.
That I've ever had.
Absolutely.
So I just want to go out there and show that.
Well, I just love the fact, we'll talk about it real quick because it just happened. It's like, I love the way you respond and deal with conflict or people coming at you on Twitter and social media. Just before you came on, here comes Sandy Ryan, she's got something to say, and then you just retweet it, and it's like, yeah, let's go.
That was going to be my first question to you, Mikaela. I was going to ask you, because I felt like I saw your last tweet, and to me, it looks like you were kind of not complaining, but complaining that you you doing all the promoting. So my question to you is, how do you feel when opponents don't pull their weight in promoting the fight?
Well, to me, so there's two answers to this question. The first answer is, if you're not promoting the fight, why? Why are you going silent?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You are, confident in your camp and what you're doing and excited and believe you're going to win, then why have you gone silent?
Agreed.
Second of all, I feel like if you aren't doing your part to promote the fight, ultimately you're just inhibiting yourself and your career. You're holding yourself back. At the end of the day, this is the entertainment business, and you have to be able to sell. We're here to entertain. So, not the smartest move. I mean, not all these boxers are smart. Obviously, Sandy's one of them, but I mean, you gotta be well-rounded in this sport. You gotta have it all. You gotta be able to train, deal with the media,
so true.
promote the fight, and that's what makes a star. And so ultimately, if she's not going to do that, that's affecting her and her own career and her future after this fight for sure. So that's on her. I'll sell this fight myself.
No, absolutely. And you are doing it. And honestly, if we look back, you've sold all of your fights.
Yeah,
Like
I love
nothing
it.
against anybody else, but you have definitely carried the weight, the brunt of all your fights. You have, you know. And
Well,
I try not to be biased, but
ultimately, I just speak facts. I think some people think I'm talking shit, but I'm not talking shit, and I don't always expect my opponents to talk shit. You don't have to talk shit to stand 10 toes down and speak your piece.
right.
Say what you're about and what you're doing and how camp is going and who you are as a person and who you are as a fighter. So it's not all about that. I think some people steer away from wanting to talk shit, but I mean, I'm just speaking facts. I haven't said a damn lie. I'm
That's
not saying
true.
just to troll.
Yeah.
I'm saying what it is. And you can see when I went up against someone like Tasha Jonas, where there really was no rivalry. I don't push the rivalry if it's unnecessary, if it's not there. I let it be what it is. So
Yeah.
um, again, yeah, I'm just speaking the truth.
And that was going to be my question. So, is this matchup personal? Like, has it gotten personal?
Um, I think that, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's personal now. So, like, if you can, again, relate back to like other fights with someone like Tasha where there was no personal agenda going on, like there was nothing there to really build off of other than that we were just two champions wanting, two of the best wanting to fight each other. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but me with Sandy, I was gonna go for Sandy regardless. Sandy was on my hit list regardless. But when she came into my camp and decided to train with my coach, obviously she moved straight to the top of that list.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
every-
I wanted you to be the one to talk about that, and so for those that didn't know what was going on, like what exactly was that about?
so she decided to come to America and train with Coach K. And I found out about it the week I was flying out to the Jonas fight. Obviously, I wasn't happy about it. I didn't understand why my coach, Coach K, who's
Mhm.
been now since the Olympics, so I didn't understand why he would take on my competition. And they were both trying to convince me that we weren't going to fight. But in my head, I'm like, I'm a welterweight now. I'm coming for all,
Absolutely,
So
like
wait, you
absolutely.
found out about this during your last fight
the
with June?
last I was going to fly out to the Jonas fight, and
Wow. Okay.
I didn't just react emotionally on this situation. I really tried to like be strategic about it because I know as a fighter, especially in the stage of my career, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And a
Mhm.
good boxing coach is really hard to find. So I tried to give Coach K the benefit of the doubt. I tried to see how this would work. You know, Kay was saying that that Flick was going to be training her, but we're all a team. Like we're all in the gym together.
Right,
Flick is Kay's assistant coach. So
right,
you know, and it's this is the world we live in. Everyone's out for themselves. Everyone wants to do what's going to benefit themselves, and that's fine. But I've always been loyal. I've always been in
right. Yes,
jump, and so
yeah,
it was a definitely a stab in the back. And so I took my time to evaluate whether it was worth sticking around and if it made sense. And when I didn't get that decision against Jonas, which I truly felt that I should have, um, it
hmm,
brought the dog out in me business wise. Because I'm like, I'm coming for all the champions now. Like I
good
have
for
to
you.
position. And
Good for you.
Sandy's a champ. She's on that list. And
Hmm.
I'm not the type to run alongside my future opponents. Like I'm a nice person. That's never been me. So I knew right away, especially after I heard some things going on in the gym, and I just felt like it wasn't transparent. I was being lied to, and it was a very deceitful way of like bringing in Sandy, and so I just decided to look in other directions. And Coach Al didn't want me to at first because again, he didn't trust me as anyone else. He was worried about
Yeah,
another camp, but I eventually I think that when Coach Al saw Coach K in Sandy's corner in her last fight, he knew that I had to make a move. So
absolutely.
he
And I
was on.
was gonna ask that. So I mean, Coach Al, he's just like 100, always has been, and so I know he's with you always. But have you added anybody, to your camp? Have you added anybody else?
Coach Al will always be the eyes and the ears and the goat of
Yes,
like he is. You know, I would not be where I am without him. I love him like family.
absolutely.
You know, he's getting older and it's harder to be a little bit physical with me, and I couldn't be up in Michigan where he lives. I needed to be in a city like Vegas that had more sparring partners and more things going on, and that's why I moved down here to be closer to Coach K. But when I decided, I found Kofi Gentua. Kofi was training at DLX also, and I just asked for a couple sessions to see if
That's
it would
great.
work. And I mean, like, God, like, I really feel like I would have met Kofi 5 years ago.
Mhm.
I couldn't be happier with the situation. Like, not only do we, because you don't always vibe with everyone you meet, you know?
That's
It's like,
true.
and you don't really know if they're a good coach based off of one workout. There's other stuff
Absolutely.
to play.
Absolutely.
I asked for a few sessions, but I immediately loved him. I mean, I've been working with him now for like 3 months, and I'm still learning something new every day. And sometimes I just stop and look at him and be like, God, you're amazing. You're like such a blessing in disguise. And
Absolutely.
that means that Sandy is a blessing in disguise because
Yeah.
she's the one who forced me to make this move. So
Yeah, that you may not have made.
I wouldn't have made. Cause I'm loyal. I'm gonna stick with my team. Like unless you give me
Mhm.
the dip, I'm not gonna dip. So
Yeah.
So you moved to Vegas to be closer to Coach K to train, and then this happened. But I mean, you love it. You fell in love with Vegas. So
I'm just a hustler. Like I
Yeah.
do what I have to do. I have a full house in Colorado, Christina. You know that I'm like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful house, by the way. Her dad
Yeah,
did
you and your
amazing on
dad
that
have done
house.
a beautiful
yeah,
job
killing
on
it.
that.
But like I'm literally halfway through renovating this home. I'm thinking this is my spot, and I basically just up and move because
Yeah.
I always have done that. I've always done that in my career. I've always made the moves I've had to, like even if it was scary, because number one priority is putting myself in a position to be at my best.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
have to put it,
Admire you so much for that.
yeah, to be successful. And so I knew that I couldn't stay there in Colorado. There wasn't much going on, and I had to be out here. And you know, now
Mhm.
being on the level that I'm at, I'm not fighting 6 times a year anymore. I'm only fighting 2, 3 times a year. So it's very
Mhm.
important to surround myself with people who are going to keep me, you know, on top of things in the gym in between those fights.
Yep. Absolutely. That's okay. When I'm in Colorado, I got you, girl. I got you. I got you.
Thanks for watering my plants.
Yes, absolutely. Krista, you had like a really great question for Mikaela.
I wanted to know what was your most fun fight? The fight that you had the most fun at.
Oh, the most fun. Um, I've never actually thought about that. I feel like every fight is so different and brings something different out of me and is fun in different ways. Um, I think the most, I think that the most rewarding fight, um, performance wise, was probably the Hamadouche fight, and I don't think a lot of people expected me to be able to bang it out with her. So that was really
Yeah.
That was by far my favorite.
Oh man. Yes.
kind of prove people wrong and show them that like I'm more well rounded than I thought, and beat someone at her own game and
Yes.
the great. And then obviously the Baumgartner fight, the way we built that fight up, and just to see
That was my favorite stuff.
reacted, invested in it, like that was a different type of excitement. Um, yeah, everything's so different, but probably yeah, those top two.
I saw
I
Hamadouche.
told Crystal that I said I think she's gonna say Alicia because I feel like I don't know you personally, but I feel like you love to talk shit like me. So I feel like you were talking shit in that fight, and that's fun for you. So that's why I feel like you were gonna answer that fight.
It was fun. Like I said, this is the entertainment business at the end of the day. Like we're here for ourselves, and we want the glory. We want to be the best fighter ever. But ultimately,
Absolutely.
who do we need? We need the fans. We need them
Absolutely.
to tune in and get excited about it. And they don't give a shit ultimately about our careers after whatever.
Right.
They just want to see what's in front of them. So
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. And I actually saw Hamadouche in France, and I was just like, "Hi," you know.
she can't fight anymore.
That's what I heard. Poor thing. I know.
I
Yeah,
know.
I know. I think she had some brain thing or something. I don't know. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like I'm sorry. I'm not heartless, but I was just like, hey, you know. I was. I was. But
allow that.
we had a good question that just came up, like I don't know, from a women's boxing channel.
Oh wait, was it that? Wait, this one? Oh no, wait. Hold on. Okay. He wants to know this one. Why is there no rematch clause? And why have UK refs and judges been banned from the show versus Sandy Ryan?
We don't know any of that to be true. Listen, I got the fight.
So that was a rumor you're pushing out there, Women's Boxing Channel.
Don't do it.
That's something I came up with. I don't even know if that's true. That's not my job. My job
We're
is
gonna you train.
They get it done, I sign the contract. So
exactly.
Even if that is the case, that's not my problem. That's her problem. That's her team's problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Contract is done. Whatever.
And you can piggyback with your next question because it's along the lines with that.
Yeah. So my next question was, do you think that title fights should have like automatic rematches? Because I feel like they should. Because I feel like you have two fights that were so close that could have been called your way, and they deserve rematches, and you didn't get them. So
we want them.
So, yeah. I feel where you're coming from, but I actually don't believe so much in rematch clauses. I think that a rematch should happen if it's warranted. If the fight is close and the fans want to see the rematch, I think that we should give it to them. And back in the day, they did that.
They did.
And nowadays, boxing has gotten a little tricky. And so I understand people want to do it for protection, but it kind of holds back the division. Like, unless the fight is really, really desired by the fans and it was close, then we don't rematch. I don't think it should be put into place necessarily. But then again, like, I understand why it would be, because it's sometimes hard to get the rematch. It is warranted. It's like, you can't sport. So it's a tough question. Hopefully fighters will just man up, and right. That's why boxing was so great back in the day. Like, they just did it. They didn't care about their oath. If it was
so true.
Right, they just did it. And if the money was there, they're like, fuck yeah, let's do it again. So, I don't understand. And for the record, Tasha Jonas was fully on board with the rematch. So props to her. She was fully on board, even though she got beat. She was fully on board for that rematch.
You won that fight. Sorry.
Yeah. And she was working to get it done. It was Boxer that was the problem. So,
yeah.
So it is what it is. It's a hard thing, but you can't. It's hard to plan for the future. So many things changes in boxing. Like, you don't know what's going to happen, and to lock in all these other deals just sort of holds back the sport from growing and the best fights from happening.
Yeah, and I totally see what you're saying, for sure. But and then also it does seem like the climate has changed so much, because people, they get by with the skin on their teeth, and they're like, oh my God, I got the win. Like, they're surprised as we are, and they're like, hell, I don't want to do that shit again. I mean, I may not win this time. People say the Mayweather era was the reason why, people don't want to lose the O. But, we look at all the greats from the past. It's like, fuck that. I mean, there was 2, 3, 4, 5 and more losses, and then these men and women became world champions again. I don't want to say that they were the good old days, but they were. We want to see that, and we know that there are fighters like yourself that are willing to do that.
And I think ultimately, like, when it's all said and done, look at my career and be like, okay, as long as you fight the best and put your ass on the line, you're going to be rewarded. And that's done my whole career. That's always what I've wanted. It's not necessarily been about the belts. I mean, I've spoke about it being about the belts and being undisputed, but ultimately, the people who have the belts are the ones who are the best. And that's who I want to challenge myself against, the best. Put on the best fights ever. And when you're challenging yourself and you're putting your ass on the line, you can't be denied. You just really can't. So at this stage, everyone knows I'm still a threat in this sport, and today I'm still a draw. I'm still everything. So it is what it is. It hurt for a while, but I think things are coming full circle now, and I'm feeling great.
And so on that point too, where do you think the state of women's boxing is now?
So I think we're at another transitional phase because at first there was no talent pool, right?
Mhm.
Had girls like Layla Ali and Mia St. John and um,
Ann Wolf, Christy Martin,
more in that era.
Riker. Yeah.
And then things for like a whole decade died out. And
Mhm.
didn't have the talent pool. That's why I believe. But then they allowed women to compete in the Olympics, and you have girls starting at a very young age going and training, and so now there's this huge talent pool training and getting ready and performing at a level that we've never seen women perform at. Um, it was also the first era that women were allowed to come out of the amateurs into the pros and say, "Hey, I'm a world champion. I'm an Olympian. I'm an Olympic gold medalist." That never
Yeah.
happened. So it spiked women's boxing, and now
Mhm.
here. Okay, and you know what the next step is? It's promoters and networks getting on board heavily, more heavily. I mean, there's been we still Top Rank only has two females. Matchroom has been signing women, but there's still not a lot of opportunity for us. It's still really, really extremely hard. I mean, you have Olympians coming out of the Olympics with no offers, can't get fights. Ginny Fuchs is one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Had a fight coming up. You know, O'Shea
Yeah.
Jones, bronze medalist, still hard to get
Yeah.
a promoter. So it's really up to the promoters and the networks to kind of jump on board and support it. But if they don't, that's why I say it's like a transitional period. Because even though they're not right now, they will. They will.
Yes.
Because the
I
talent
believe that.
is deep, and there's these girls have been training so much. They're going to be way better than this generation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with you so much. It's like a lot of people were saying, with the last Olympians, even before Jenny and O'Shea, I mean, after Jenny and O'Shea, they were like, everybody should turn pro. Well, there's not, who's knocking down their door? Who's offering them, things that they can't resist? So it's like, no, I mean, at this point, it seems like they almost should go to the Olympics again, in my opinion,
Yeah.
until this situation gets fixed.
I do worry about the um, mindset of some of these young women who think there's an opportunity now in the pros and
Hmm.
abandon their position in the amateurs or whatever they have for their country's team to try and make pros, and it's still so risky.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
I mean,
agree with you.
chance at the end of the day, I took that chance. I didn't know what the hell to expect.
Right.
I was abandoning that comfort in the amateurs, living for free and having that stipend and
Mhm. Mhm.
fighting. The worst thing you could have in your career is be a fighter and not be fighting. That's the most.
Exactly. No, that's absolutely right.
We
I'm
have
just
a
gonna,
super chat here.
oh, hey, ding
Thank
ding
you,
ding.
Bill.
Thank you, Remy.
Thank you, Remy. So let me read his
Um,
super chat. He says, "Evening, ladies. Salute to my champ, Mayor."
Color!
Um, Women's Boxing Channel had made a comment. He said, how come you didn't give the rematch to Amadouche? Well, Amadouche, I don't know. Amadouche cannot fight anymore. Like, she has a
I don't
medical
think he's a
situation.
fan of Mikaela, obviously, because he's been really going in the chat.
Yeah,
So.
he's been a lot of wild and out things, but I mean, no one asked for. She didn't push for the rematch till after the Baumgartner fight, and I was like, whoa, this is like way in the past.
Right, right, right. Yeah, exactly. That's stepping way, way backwards.
So
Way
I know
backwards.
bring less to
Um,
the table promotion wise. You have to bring to the table promotion wise to demand a rematch like that. Again, that's where Sandy's probably going to fault in her future career. Is like you have to bring something to the table. You have to promote yourself. We
right.
have voters, but I mean, this business. We're on our own.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, was it her eye? Okay. I thought it was her. I thought she had a brain injury, but thank you, Mark.
Okay.
Okay. Wish her the best. Wish her the best. Crystal, you had a last question for
I
Mikaela.
do, but now I have like three.
Okay,
So
okay.
first of all,
Mikaela, you good?
first
Yeah.
of all, I want to know what color this fight will be if you can give us that information.
Ooh,
Because
ooh.
you're good with you have the whole team, all your people come on and they wear the same colors. So
They do.
it's
They
a fun.
always do.
And
Secondly, I would like to hear your favorite Coach Al story because I'm sure I've heard it before, but I want to hear it again because I love all of your stories about Coach Al. And then third, where do you see yourself in 5 years after boxing is over?
Okay, so number one, my fight color for this fight is something that I planned on doing in June. I thought I was fighting in June, so I was like, let me do lime green. I'll be so tan and blonde.
Yes, I love it. Love it.
The July and then August and then September. And by the time I got here, I was like, I'm over lime green, but I'm doing it anyway. I bought too much shit. I bought too much shit. I'm not returning it. It's lime green. But I've done green too. Like I did Kelly green for
Yeah.
the Nika fight, but this is lime green. So whatever. Wear your lime green outfits. You can get something that glows in the dark. But if you're Team Mikaela, that's the color you rock, whether you like it or not. Just do it for me. Do it for the team.
My nails are kind of there. Omari Jones came on. Thank you so much, Omari, for tuning in. Our Olympian Omari Jones, bronze medalist.
Congratulations, yes.
Yes, congratulations. Thanks for coming on. Yay, Omari.
You should have won that fight. You know, I think a lot of the Americans struggle with adapting to that scoring system. I still think you won, but there's something different with the judges overseas that they score differently. And these Europeans, who they're all closely, they're all close to each other, and they all compete against with those judges and against each other throughout the year. They have perfected it. So you didn't do anything wrong. It's just what it was, the experience thing and not knowing what the judges wanted. But I think you won that fight clearly. So
absolutely. And then I'm just going to throw a bleep in there real quick. You know, we're going through the political stuff with AIBA and World Boxing, and we still have the infiltration of AIBA. So there's a lot of stuff. But yes, thank you for saying that, Mikaela.
Yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah. He's great. He's going to have a great pro career no matter what. So
yes. Yeah. Oh, he said, what did he say? He said, shout out to you and your commentating. I think that's what he said.
He said, Mikaela, shout out to you. You had our back out there. Great commentating.
Yes, you did.
Thanks, Sorry.
Great commentating for sure. You are a great commentator for sure. We already kind of know what you're going to say with Crystal's third question, but okay, I'm sorry. It's on you.
Okay, let me get back to that second question. It was Coach Al story. My favorite Coach Al story is like my least favorite moment of my life, but it's like the best story ever. I was training for the Hamadouche fight. I think it was the Hamadouche fight because he had me fighting like in the pocket. He was gonna press me. So he was having me fight with like these Mexican style men who were just like inside of, I'm up in altitude and I'm going 10, 12 rounds and I'm just like fucking exhausted. And I wasn't listening to him at some point in this camp. And he walked into the ring. Listen, walked under the ropes, grabbed me by my headgear, and pulled me out of the ring. He said, "Get out the ring." And he threw me out. And I felt like a child, like being spanked, like mom in the grocery store. Like that's what I felt like. I felt like so embarrassed. And he threw me out. And he said, "If you don't start listening, I'm going to walk away." I know he didn't.
Yes, sir.
I know he didn't mean it, but I was like, so he threw me on the jump rope outside. We were in Colorado. I was at, what's his name, Jim?
Triple Threat, maybe.
Where?
Was it Triple Threat?
Yeah, Triple Threat.
Okay.
And
everybody's always there, by the way. Everybody's always watching the sparring, by the way, at Triple Threat. That's where all the stars go.
The gym was full. I'm trying not to like cry, but I'm like,
I know.
I felt like, why you do me like that? I was so embarrassed that he treated me like a child. But
yeah,
it's always been hard, like he brings the best out of me because he pushes me to not just perform in a fight, but he thinks if I can't get this out of you in the gym, you're not going to do it in the fight. If you're not going to do it here,
true.
Rely on you to do it for me there. So he's always been really hard on me. But it was super embarrassing and good story though.
Great story. He's definitely a living legend. That's for sure. I love listening to all his stories. That's great. And then your third question, Crystal,
was what's she gonna do in 5 years after boxing? I told Crystal that I feel like you and your dad should flip houses.
Okay, so I don't know. So this is my second time I'm renovating, and it takes so much work. Obviously, I'm not doing it full time because I'm still training and all that. But I definitely love real estate and I love design and decor. And when I have time to like fully dive into it, I definitely think I will. So I definitely see myself doing that. Obviously, my dad's a great help. He's working a little slow right now, but he's enjoying my house in Colorado so much. I'm like,
Yeah,
He's done a great job. It's so beautiful. Like, y'all not finished with the house because it looks
it's
finished.
beautiful.
I'm finished.
Oh, it looks
No,
finished.
no, it's him and his girlfriend. And so
They do a great job. Yeah, y'all feel like y'all should definitely do like Mayors Madness flipping or something like.
She's already got it all worked out. Nika's already got it all worked out.
definitely been like my number one like investment thing that I've been doing. So I mean, and it's fun too because I'm artsy like that, so I love to design stuff. I just need to get more hands on and have the time. But I'm such an extremist. That's like my thing. I'm so extreme with everything that I do. It's really hard to like I'm a great multitasker throughout camp and do all this stuff, but it's like projects and other career paths. I can't. Like while I'm still fully focused on boxing, like that's it for me.
Yeah,
So like
that's smart.
shut down. I'm fully focused and then I can pick back up after this fight. But I don't know. In 5 years, I think I'm gonna push boxing for as long as my body holds up. And like I said, I'm feeling better than ever. I know I'm 34, but I don't have a ton of miles on me. I didn't take my first fight till I was 18 years old.
Yeah,
Still growing. I haven't been in any wars. And so I'm gonna push it and I'm gonna keep going. I still feel like there's a lot I can give to the sport. I'm still getting better every day. So I'm not planning on retiring anytime soon. And obviously after that, I've been dabbling in the commentating. I've worked for NBC for the Olympics and done the ESPN thing. So
yes.
I'll definitely continue that for sure. But we'll just see.
That's great. No, you're a great commentator. I think you are one of the best. Like seriously, you're fabulous.
Can I ask a little messy question about the commentating? I just wanted to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
I remember Teofimo was being like a little bit like, salty because you were commentating for Top Rank. He's like, "What about Mikaela? How did she get for commentating job?" And I was like, "Oh my God, he's such a fucking hater." Like, how did you feel when you made those comments about you?
Me and Tio were cool up until that point, and then I saw that, and I was definitely kind of taken aback by that. I was like, okay, I thought we were cool, but, I don't know what was going on with him at that time or what personal issues were happening, and I don't take offense to it. We've spoken since, and he's been
You're
cool.
nicer than me. You're nicer than me.
It's okay. At the end of the day, like I'm doing everyone's doing what they got to do, but he's cool to me the last few times we saw each other, and it's hard being a commentator. It's hard. I think maybe some of the things I said about his fights might have triggered him too. At the end of the day, like it's hard being in that position when you're in front of the mic and you are
You have to call it like you see it.
You have to call it like you see it, and you sometimes have to pick a side or pick an opinion or side with an opinion. And that's why I never take any of the commentating the commentators who have worked my fights too seriously. Like I love like Timothy Bradley. I think he's a great commentator. He said some things about me, but I don't take it personally because I've been in that situation before. And sometimes you just have to. You're just doing your job. It's really not personal. So, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's good. I love your attitude. I really do. I think
that's a great answer because I would have been
it's
like,
a great answer.
that hating motherfucker. I would have been like, because to me he was just hating. I feel like, but you said he probably got salty if you like was commentating his fight and said some things, but essentially that's what he would have to have done as well. So it's like, why you mad? So.
Yeah, no, that comment I think was just more about something that was going on with him.
No, that's so mature of you. So mature.
Very, very mature because
so we appreciate you so much for coming on. And if you just have a last comment or last words or a shout out or whatever, and you know who we're cheering for.
Yes, I mean, I hope you guys are Team Mikaela, but again,
absolutely
do what you got to do. Be true to yourself. Regardless, I've always said this, regardless if you're Team Mikaela or not, I'm always going to give you a show. I'm always going to do my absolute best. I'm going to let my hands go. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to go in there and do everything I can to win. So you're not going to be disappointed. Tune in September 27th. Be live on ESPN. Hit the app or tune in TV. Get your tickets. The link's in my bio, and get your lime green on. You know.
Lime green,
Don't
absolutely.
forget it.
And
Thank
Sandy,
you so much.
get that battery in your back to promote this fight, okay?
Get the what?
That's not from Maya. That's from me, okay?
The what?
I told her to get a battery in her back to start promoting this fight.
A battery?
Yeah, she got to get a battery in her back to promote this fight because you doing all the interviews, you pushing the fight, and she's like, yeah, go talk your bullshit. Excuse you? Like,
Well,
you know, the fight.
This girl left her coach of 10 years or
Oh,
however
shit.
long to come out here to Vegas and train with a fucking t-shirt boy and Flick. I don't even know if Kay is still around. Okay? And Flick's not a boxing coach. He can't raise a world champion. So I think she's out here. She realized, oh damn, I just left an OG to come train with these fucking fools, and now I'm getting pushed to the side burner. Like she's not going to be taken care of. So I don't know. If Flick thinks he can go from selling T-shirts for Jarrett Hurd to training world champions, then fine. But she got fooled.
Ooh. Well, that was a little spicy, you know. I wasn't.
Now we
Yeah,
see the
hey.
real Mikaela.
Hey, you
That's
know
why
what?
I love when you shit talk. You be selling the fights. You entertain. You sell the fights, man. People cannot say you don't sell your fights, man. They cannot say that.
That's
They
true.
cannot
That's
say
true.
that.
Well, you know we love you, and we are all Team Mikaela, and we're all gonna be wearing our lime green. So thank you
Right
so
on.
much for taking time out and also being such a great sport
Great
and wearing
sport,
your
yeah.
pajamas for the
Thanks for
pajama
doing-
party.
No, I'm already like in bed at 7:00, but
Yeah.
I go to bed at like 8:30.
That's
Okay?
perfect.
Okay,
Right?
good.
Just roll. Get it right in
I'm
bed.
ready. I was gonna beat my
What are you
pajamas
talking
anyway.
about?
Okay, good. That's good. Well, you have a good night, girl, and we will
You
talk
too.
Anyway, so these
I'll see you guys
styles,
soon. Mwah.
Okay,
Bye.
sounds good. Okay,
These
good
styles.
night. Bye-bye.
Right. I was trying to get these styles. So these styles, we don't have a bill, right? Thank you, these styles. He says, shout out to Maya. Followed her for years now. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, D-Style's late to the party because he had a show too tonight at the same
Yeah,
time.
probably.
Well, we won't hold it against him since he donated. You know what I'm saying?
You do a show tonight? I thought he always do a Thursday.
Just saying. Just
Maybe
saying.
he have a special. He have a special show tonight.
But I didn't
Yeah,
expect this to
he
get
had a
spicy
special.
for him. But you know what? I love it. I love that kind of, I love that kind of stuff.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh.
rocking with just sis. No, that was good. That was good. I love her. She's definitely one of my faves for
She's
sure.
gonna sell a fight. She's gonna sell a fight. Sorry.
Absolutely.
I've been watching her
Women's
for a
Boxing
long
Channel,
time.
you are not a big fan. Obviously, he's not a big fan of Mikaela because you were talking spicy in the chat. He did not.
Yeah, Women's Boxing Channel. He definitely was, but it's okay.
He was on her ass, man. It's like,
We
damn.
good.
But yeah, it
Yeah,
says
exactly.
he made a good
Love
point.
Mike dropping job on the way out on a t-shirt, boy. Yep. Oh man, that Nika, you gotta clip that. I'm not clipping that until tomorrow because
I didn't know she was. I didn't know about this. Oh, they go to bed.
Ooh,
All right.
that was
Thanks,
good.
I'm 1231. This is super stickers.
Thank you so much.
Super, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was a mic drop. Love the mic drop and jab on her way out t-shirt. But yeah, that was a mic drop. Let me
That
tell
was
you.
very
Yeah,
good.
that was
a real
nice.
That was
Mikaela
definitely a
Mayer.
mic drop.
That was really good.
All right.
So, ladies, last words, and then I'm gonna go put on my bonnet and my patches for under my eyes, so I don't have bags in the morning.
My pimple patches right here.
Oh,
So go ahead,
come
you go first,
on, Woman
Crystal.
Boxing Channel, come on.
How
I'm late. I'm
bitter?
delayed.
You
I'm delayed.
obviously do not like her, and I don't know why people don't like her. I feel like this is what she's supposed to do in boxing. She's supposed to talk shit, sell the fight. I don't know what your beef is with her, but I'm entertained. I am entertained, so
Me
I'm not
too.
mad.
I'm so entertained. It was great. I love it. I'm great. Like she's always been a fighter, and she's just getting better and better. Like she said, like I can't wait till this fight. It's gonna be just epic, epic, epic.
Oh, now I know who Yandu is. Berlinga is 6. Oh no, absolutely not. So my final words is, everybody have a safe Labor Day weekend. this weekend. Don't get arrested. Don't get pulled over. Don't drink and drive. You know, um, and we'll see you next week on Wednesday. Thanks to the chat. Everybody always has great questions, and you know, there was a lot of like somebody said earlier. There was a lot of misinformation in the chat today. We usually have good information in, but today was a lot of misinformation in the chat. And maybe we gotta think of another theme to do next Wednesday, because this week was pajamas.
Yeah, this week was pajamas. Yeah. We'll think of something for next Wednesday.
Yeah. So
absolutely, Crystal, what you got?
Thank you to everyone in the chat, even though you are a little bit what do you call it, bitter?
bitter.
Yeah. I enjoy Mikaela Mayer. I think she do very well. I think she do very good interviews. I think she do very well with the commentating. And I love Coach Al. I don't care what anyone say. Coach Al is definitely the legend, right? And the fact that their relationship, if you ever get the chance to do some research on their relationship, it is incredible.
It is
incredible. Other than that, have a safe weekend. I won't be going to Houston now, but I will be back in action before long. So take care. Stay healthy.
Yes, absolutely. And again, I want to piggyback off of them. Thanks to our chat. We have the best chat in the world. We can always agree to disagree or to agree, and it's still love and respect. So I appreciate that so much. And I thought Mikaela did great tonight. I don't think she was out of line with anything. You know, she's speaking her truth.
Yeah.
And you know, it's all good. So again, Women's Boxing Channel, the reason why she's stuck with them, well, Coach K, for so long is because she's loyal, as she said before. And I think we all find ourselves doing that. And I don't know, I'm not saying that they're good or they're not good. I'm just speaking. You know, there's times when we have a friendship or we work somewhere and we're just loyal to the bone. And then they do something and we leave and we find something else. And people say, well, why'd you stay so long? Well, because we're loyal.
Relationships that they should have left a long time ago. Like, come on.
Yeah, we do it all the time. All the time. So
we stay in relationships way longer than we should. So like,
absolutely,
I'm brand new around here. Come on.
Absolutely. And sometimes the universe has a way of saying, you know what? Enough's enough. I got something better for you.
Shake it up. Yeah.
Shake it up. Shake it up. So love to love y'all. Love my girls. And thanks to the chat. And we will see y'all next Wednesday.
Night.